So I went through all of the characters from Injustice 1, Gods Among Us, and Injustice 2, and I pretty much just rated the chances of each character. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. I made this tier list earlier, and it's pretty simple. It's either going to be returning, may return, 50-50, probably not returning, and absolutely not. I love this series. I think everyone knows from my channel, I talk about Injustice all the time, and if Injustice 3 is a thing, that's all I'm going to talk about again. But let's just go through the roster here, and we're going to just talk about the characters I 100% think will return if Injustice 3 is a thing. So right off the bat, we got the big guns. Where are they? Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. These are one of the 3 most popular superheroes ever, and they deserve it. They're also the main characters of the story. Well, mainly Superman and Batman. Wonder Woman, I honestly feel, would be a wonderful villain or ending to the trilogy. If they finish with Injustice 3, I think Wonder Woman could actually take over as a bigger villain than Superman. I'm being completely honest. I totally think that could happen. I have a whole video on that. Go check it out. But these 3, guaranteed. There's no way they're going to make an Injustice game without these 3 characters. Ed Boon has also stated that he's not going to make a Injustice game or a DC fighting game without some of the staple characters. And one of those characters would be the Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Cyborg, Green Arrow, and Harley Quinn. These other characters I think are guaranteed. These are just, I don't want to say legacy characters, but they're part of the Justice League. They've always been part of the lore. Harley Quinn, I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face. Harley Quinn is probably more popular than some of the characters on this list. Harley Quinn is gigantic. She's bigger than a lot of people give her credit for. She has her own TV show. She's huge with just what it is to be a comic book character. She's absolutely she carries a lot of weight when it comes to the DC universe. She needs to be in the game. Now, I do think there's a few other characters that are guaranteed to return in Injustice 3 if it happens, and that would be Black Canary, Supergirl, and Blue Beetle. Right off the bat, Black Canary here is, I think she just really helps the story with the character. Also, she's a very unique character. I think she was very interesting and very unique when it comes to a character moveset. Also, she's very important to Bruce. She has a great story arc with Bruce. In the comics, she's super important. So I think she fits well. She's also been a key member of the Justice League in the comics for years. Supergirl is just super important now to the story, and I just would feel weird if they made Injustice 3 without her. I personally think she's guaranteed to be in now. And Blue Beetle, I think he's just the new young hero. When it comes to DC Comics, Firestorm kind of falls in this situation too. I just see Blue Beetle everywhere. They're making a show for him right now. He's been in a ton of the DC animated movies. I just think Blue Beetle is going to be the new young hero people are going to start looking up to, and I think they're really trying to promote him. The next 2 characters I really struggled with because I almost put them in returning, but I'm going to put them in May return because I think it's time we get some new blood in here. And that would be Bane and Catwoman. Bane and Catwoman have been around since the first one, the first Injustice, and I don't get me wrong, I love both the characters. I think they're both super fun, but I do think it's time we get some new characters in the game. There are so many good villains. There are also Batman villains, or kinda. Catwoman's kind of a mix of both, but I think it's time we get some new villains in this game. Like, there are a ton of big brawler characters like Bane that could fill in that brawler type, grappler type of role, and honestly, there are a ton of like femme fatales or really stealthy and like quick moving type of characters that would fit in perfectly in Catwoman's spot. And also with us having Cheetah and Catwoman, that was always like, really? We're having 2 cat ladies? Really? So I want them to return, but if they don't return, I wouldn't be shocked, if you know what I mean. Another character I think that may have a chance of coming back, but it's not guaranteed, is Black Adam. Shazam's killing it right now. The movie went over really well. The new one is currently in the works. I know The Rock is going to be playing him in a movie soon and stuff, but I don't know. I just don't think he has the best chance compared to everyone above him. And while I'm on that, I'm going to put Shazam right next to him because I think Shazam actually has the same likeliness as Black Adam. And the reason I'm thinking that is Shazam is actually getting really popular, and I think people would like to see Billy Batson come back. I know what happened to him in the first game, but I would really like to see Shazam make a return, and with his popularity, I think it's a possibility. Now, this is kind of cheating, but I am going to put Robin up here along with Dick Grayson. And the reason I'm doing this is not because I exactly think they're coming back. I just know some form of a sidekick is going to return. I just don't know which one. If it's going to be, I might as well put Jason up here too. The reason I'm saying this is because we have all three. We technically don't have Tim yet. Now, Tim is, spoiler alert, dead in the comics right now. But I think having one of Batman's sidekicks is a requirement. I guess Barbara would work too. Right now, they have pretty much the entire Bat family's there. Who are they going to add? Alfred? Oh my God, that would be awesome. One of them is returning. I just don't know which one. I think a villain that actually has a really good chance of returning is Scarecrow. And here's why. I think Scarecrow in this iteration of Injustice is the best. I think this iteration of Scarecrow is 100% the coolest and most unique and honestly the best interpretation of Scarecrow I think I've ever seen. I've seen and watched everything when it comes to Scarecrow. He is perfect. Like, everything about the Scarecrow in Injustice, I wish they did more in the comics because the gas and making everyone fear, the idea of that is perfect. This is exactly what Scarecrow is supposed to be. He's supposed to make you scared. He looks terrifying. I think he was great. I think his moveset was fun, and I honestly would just love him to return. And the last character I'm going to put up here that I think may return is going to be Swamp Thing. And the reason I'm going to put Swamp Thing up here is purely 100% because I want him to have another shot. He technically is the worst character in Injustice 2, and I think he's very close to being a really good character. And because he was such a low-tiered character, I think they can go back to the drawing board just a little bit and tweak him enough, and he'd be great. Now, I'm not saying Injustice 2 was very well balanced, because it clearly wasn't. It was okay, but I think Swamp Thing can go back to the drawing board, and they can do something really good with him. Also, Swamp Thing, he's really easy to interpret into the story, because all he cares about is the world and the green. So I think it's really easy to do with him. And also, who doesn't love Swamp Thing? First off, let's talk about all the guys with guns here. First off, let's talk about all of the guys with guns. Deadshot and Deathstroke. I think they both have a pretty decent chance to get in. I think it's a 50-50 chance because I don't think they're going to have both of them in the game. I could be wrong, but I truly believe there's a 50-50 chance for either one of them. I would prefer to have Deathstroke back. I think everyone is kind of fed up with what Deadshot was in Injustice 2. I'll be honest, I hated Launch because of him. But I think there's a 50-50 chance for either of them. Deadshot's also super popular. I know he's going to be in Kill the Justice League game coming out, I think, hopefully next year. But yeah, I think these guys have a 50-50 chance, and I wouldn't be mad or angry if either of them came or left, to be completely honest. Poison Ivy, Cheetah, and Firestorm. I think all three of these have a 50-50 chance. I think Poison Ivy was extremely unique. One of the most creative characters I've seen in a NetherRealm game. I think she was also super fun to play. When you learn her moves, she was so fun to learn how to play. Cheetah's in the same aspect. I think Cheetah will be there depending on who and or what is the big bad in the game. I still am locked in. I think one of them may be more of a prevalent bad guy in the game. If that's the case, Cheetah's definitely going to be in. And Firestorm, I think he's just 50-50. They may take him back and put a different younger superhero in. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Teen Titans that are back that they can toss in. So I don't know for sure. So Captain Cold is a weird one. I think he was another really creative character. I really liked him to play. It was super fun. I also feel like he could be a redemption type of character, like with the Flash being a good guy now. I could see him and Flash like teaming up and doing stuff like a good cop, bad cop stuff. I could see him being more prevalent in the story. That's all I'm saying. So I think he has a 50-50 chance. So Starfire and Raven. I think with the Teen Titans being as popular as they are, I feel like they also have a pretty decent chance of coming back. Starfire and Raven, I think, are just so well requested. Everyone wants them back. I know everyone wants a redesign for Raven too. That's a whole other getting caboodle. But I think they have a pretty 50-50 chance of coming back. I personally want them both, but I think when it comes to the community, there's more of a wanting a return of Raven, and people love that Starfire was added. So I would love them both being returned. I think that would be awesome. So these are the characters I just don't see coming back, but I'm not completely saying no. Atrocitus, Dr. Fate, Black Manta, the Atom, Ares, Doomsday, Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, Killer Frost, Lex Luthor, and Sinestro. So the reason I have so many people here is because there's just not enough for them to do. Like, all of these characters, most of them are dead. But some of these are also just DLC characters. I don't seeing them returning. I might as well put Lobo up here too. But I just don't see these characters having a lot of oomph to come back for any reason. Now, for characters I think that have zero chance of returning, and there are right here. That is Brainiac, every Mortal Kombat character, in most of the DLC. And here's why. Not that I'm against it in any way at all. Ed Boon has mentioned multiple times that DLC characters, they're not canon. There's no reason for them to come back. Now, I know I have some characters up here that are DLC. I get that. I just feel these characters are not, these are more around for certain reasons. Good example is Enchantress. I think Enchantress was pushed because she was part of the Suicide Squad movie, like a little bit after the Injustice 2 game came out. I think that's part of the reason she was there. Like, they're going to take some of her assets and move them to someone else, very much like they did with Zatanna. A lot of Enchantress's moves were old Zatanna moves, so I feel like they're going to do the same thing. Like, a lot of people are like pushing for Cersei for a Wonder Woman villain. I totally see that happening. Mortal Kombat characters, yeah, they're not coming back. The only reason I can see them coming back is if it's a crossover event. Like if the whole Marvel versus DC is the thing, I can kind of see that happening, but I'm putting no faith in that at all. Brainiac's not going to come back because he was the main bad guy in the last game. That's kind of a dick move. He had his day to shine. He's done. Darkseid, I was kind of wondering if I wanted to put him here, but I think he was just a cool character to add as a DLC character. I don't see him having a chance to come back either. Zatanna and Zod kind of falls in the same situation as like Enchantress. They were a DLC character for fun. They're not really that big into the story. That's why I have that opinion. And lastly is we got Hellboy and the Turtles. I want both of them back more than anything. If they make another Injustice 3, I almost would like cry if they both return, because they were both super cool characters. I like kind of mained Donatello for a while there. I love them, but it's a licensing thing. Ed doesn't like to reuse assets after they use it. Like, and every game is special. He wants all these characters to come back and have their own time to shine in the sun. So I just think they're not coming back. I think all of them have a decent chance of coming back as a skin. I don't see why you wouldn't want to bring these guys back. They're really easy to make money. I would like an easier way for us to earn money in Justice, if anyone's paying attention. But yeah, I think all these characters have a chance. And for Lobo, I'm going to put him in Nope as well, because the whole thing with being a DLC character, that's just my opinion when it comes to DLC. I think DLCs are one and done. They had their time to shine, and that's it. And Solomon Grundy. He's going to be the most guaranteed character. There's no way Solomon Grundy is not going to be coming back. And I think that's it. Let me know in the comments below who you would like to see return in Injustice 3. I'd love to know. For those who don't know, I stream on Twitch every Sunday and Tuesday. Come and hang out. I also have a TikTok account where I do a bunch of FGC sketches. Come and check that out. Both of those links are down below, along with all my social media tags. If you liked the video today, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My name is Phil, and of course, I'll talk to you guys soon.